Hi everybody, I'm Roy Falk and I'm doing a little bit of an update of one of my previous videos, which was reasonably popular. And in that video I talked about building a small strong base. Now since I've done the video, there's been a bit of an update with Alpha 10 in the way it works. The other base was just basically built from cobblestone and rebar, and they've changed that recipe completely. So I'm doing a bit of an update on that whole idea now with concrete. So I'll just go over what I have, and all of this will be in the description. So for this base that I'm going to build, you need 60 rebar frame, 60 concrete mix, 10 iron bars, and then the defenses of the base, the passive defenses of the base is really what's expensive. We need a total of 93 wood logs, which is a stack of 64 and 29 wood log spikes. We need a total of 498 wood planks. That's a stack of 250 and almost another stack, which is 248. Then we need quite a bit of scrap metal, 188 scrap iron. That's 2 stacks of 64 and 1 stack of 60. Then we need 12 forge iron and 3 metal ladders, and we need a claw hammer, and then of course any kind of other stuff that you might want to have handy. Okay, so I'll start really with the first part of the base that I want to build, and I'll just get the rebar frame in there, and I will just grab the concrete mix. Now the first thing I want to do is just put on the door frame, because when you build this you have to wait for the concrete to dry. The reason I'm building it on the road is because asphalt is one of the strongest occurring materials in the world. So I just leave enough space so I can put my defenses down later. So maybe I'll start there, and then I'll put another one down there, and I do this right at the beginning because I want to heat this up and just finish this up so this can dry first. And then of course I just use the concrete mix, and that's really going to be my door frame. I make a small 5x5 base, so I just go on and I just complete these bits here. That's going to be the corner, that's going to be kind of like the window, that's the other corner there, and that's the other corner. So quite simple, just a 5x5 base, nothing special. Right, and then I'm basically going to do the same with these bits that I did here, and I'll be back once I've done that. So basically what I've done is I've used my claw hammer, and I have right clicked on the rebar frames, and that put wood in it. It's basically it's starting to use up my wood planks, and then I'll carry on and I just put the concrete mix in these areas, and I do make sure I'm outside so I can do the corners. And I like to kind of do this earlier in the day to give the concrete enough time to dry. Now once I've completed that, this is when I like to put in my iron bars. I suppose I can do more before I carry on, but I'll just put the iron bars down now to give it the necessary support. I'm not quite really very good with understanding how the structures work and what the weights is different types of blocks can carry, and especially if I'm dealing with concrete that still needs to dry and stuff like that. Oh, I missed that one. So I'll just fill that one in. Right, and then I just put the bar on top of that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to start on the roof. So I'll just grab my rebar frames and then start on the roof, and I basically just carry on like that, and I just complete the whole roof, and I'll be back once I've completed the roof and once I've upgraded it to the wood planks and put in the concrete mix. I've completed the roof. I've basically done the entire roof, but I left open one space here because this is where I would like to put my metal ladder in. Now I'll show you what I do with the ladder. So I simply just put the ladder on the sides here, and that will allow me to kind of get on top of the roof, and then I can continue the rest of the roof. So what I do for the roof is really simple. Just put down more rebar frame, just like that. And that's all my rebar frame, and then I just complete this with wood and concrete mix. Now that I've completed this bit up on the top, it's like a little bit of a protection area, especially if later I might be up here and get attacked by a cop zombie. I don't actually put a ladder over here because I want to put down a hatch here. Now to make the hatch is very simple. Most of you probably know how to make a hatch, just a wooden hatch, and it looks like that. And I just use 4 wood planks for that, and I can craft my hatch. And I would place the hatch just on top of the ladder, just to make sure that something that climbs into the base don't just straight go down the ladder. And what I do is I upgrade that, so I use a little bit of wood for that, and I upgrade it again to use to make it a bit stronger, and I use scrap metal for that. Now I'll show you a little trick about this hatch. Now if I come up here, if I come up the hatch, up the ladder to the hatch, I get here, I'm having a real struggle to kind of get through. So what I've learned from this, what works for me, so I go right up to where the hatch is, I then close the hatch basically on top of myself, and then I jump out. And I find that works really well for me. Right, now let's go downstairs. Now we're still waiting for these blocks here to dry, because while it's still wet, we can't actually put the door down. Right, now let's look at the base defenses. Now for the base defenses, I put down the woodlock spikes, and I first just use basically a row of 2 around the base, just a row of 2, but I found that I need a little bit more protection than that. So what I do now is I basically put down 3, a row of 3 around the base. So I'll just carry on and complete the rest of the defenses, and I'll show you how it looks like once it's done. And that's all the woodlock spikes put down. Now of course I leave a little space for me to my door, so I don't run into the woodlock spikes myself. Hopefully I won't run into it. I'll just show you around the base. So this is just around the base, basically a 3 block wide perimeter of woodlock spikes. Now once that's in place, I want to upgrade that. Now that's why I have so much wood and so much scrap metal on me. I first upgrade the woodlock spike with wood planks, and then I upgrade with scrap metal. And I'll continue doing this, and once this is done I'll show you how it looks like. And that's the last one. Right, so this is how it looks like. It takes quite a while to upgrade all of these woodlock spikes, 93 to be exact. And now that they're upgraded, this is how they look like. Very expensive passive defenses, a lot of wood, a lot of metal, but they are really good, really lethal against zombies. Now that we've done that, by now most of our concrete is dry, but more importantly those 2 blocks on the sides of where the door's going to go, and this is where we're going to use our forge iron. So what we need is a door to be precise, a hard metal door. So we just make a hard metal door by using 8 of these forged iron, and of course we're going to upgrade it as well. So we just want to put our door down there, right there, and then we upgrade our door. We upgrade it twice, and because we upgrade it twice, we actually use all our remaining forged metal, and that's the base. That's basically the base as a finished product. And I've added something else that you guys might find interesting. I don't know if it's useful. I'm going to check it out. I did see bits and pieces of this on other YouTube channels. Basically what it is I've added 2 more spikes in holes here, and I have this kind of a bridge that you can walk over, and of course you have the last one here which closes up against that door there, which should help. Who knows, we'll have to find out. And we're going to test it against a feral horde and see how it holds up. So guys, thanks for watching, and join me in the next video where I show you how the base stands up against attacks.